Good that you're watching, because in this video you will learn the crucial differences between pleasure and happiness. This is actually part of a series called Positive Psychology, the Science of Human Flourishing. If you don't know me, I'm Luke Thomas, organizational psychologist. I was given my master's degree by the University of Amsterdam, so I'm the person to tell you anything about it. This concept of pleasure and happiness and the difference goes back a long time. Hedonia is actually a Greek word, so is eudaimonia. And these were Greek, where hedonia indicates pleasure and eudaimonia was pointing to living a good, virtuous life with good character. But these concepts, even though they're different, are more or less the same. Pleasure, happiness or joy, whatever you want to call it. The first one is focused on short sensory dopamine focused things like eating pizza, playing video games, hookups, substances. And happiness and joy is more created by stable, conscious effort and is more serotonin or oxytocin focused. Pleasure usually feels like stimulation. It's usually by consuming something and not by creating something. And this is totally different for happiness and joy. Enjoy deeper or meaningful. It's usually in relationship with things. It usually comes about when you are actively trying to create something, which might also be difficult. And that's also part of the last part. Pleasure usually feels good right now, instantly. Also, the concept of instant gratification is key to pleasure. And I'm not saying that it is necessarily bad, but sometimes pleasure and more the delay of gratification, the more focus on long-term fulfillment, they usually might go against each other. For example, when you are wanting to go to the gym or stay on the couch and watch TV, well, the latter obviously gives more pleasure immediately, and the gym is usually more delay of gratification. You have to put in conscious effort and it is not feeling so good, but the goodness you feel from going to the gym is longer lasting, it's more stable, and therefore most of the time it's also recommended outside of all the health benefits and stuff. And you really know that when you focusing more on these delay of gratification, I describe it sometimes as that you feel like your soul is smiling, you are happy about yourself, not just happy by some stimulation like playing a video game. I love playing video games, but it is different. When I'm creating these videos, it is meaningful. It creates something that is bigger than myself. And a video game, even though it's way more stimulating than doing this, it's different. Based on the science behind the difference between pleasure and long-lasting happiness, I have the following calls to action, tips for you to practice right now. Try to focus more and more on delaying gratification. Usually when there is a balance in your life, when there's a lot of instant gratification, you're more focused on the pleasure side, which is long-lasting, not as sustainable. To create a fulfilling, meaningful life, which is or could be called the good life, meaningful life, is also attached to happiness and joy. And for you to try and create your purpose and meaning is very important. And the next video will also be about this topic. But know what your strengths are, know what your interests are, know what you find meaningful in life is really important. Something you want to put effort in, even though you might not even get anything in return for. That is what starts making your soul smile. And this isn't any monologue about avoiding pleasure altogether. I love the small pleasures in life, but they're in balance. And when for example, I have a pretty big sweet tooth, unfortunately, even though I sometimes like to indulge in these things, I know that after dinner, I usually always had dessert when I was younger. And I know this craving might be there for the rest of my life. But I know that when I eat, for example, some frozen berries after my dinner, this need is satisfied. And for me, this is actually a pleasure, but it's a small one. It's not like eating a whole bag of candies, which I can also do if I don't watch myself. And this can also be for you the case. Do you like going out, socializing, that is not that, but sometimes it might go in hand with a lot of alcohol. It doesn't mean when you want to stop drinking, you don't have to go to these places anymore, because you might be in nature a social person, but try to limit or avoid, because the need, the pleasure of like interacting with people might be still part of you and is also essential for you to have a well-being that's not only meaningful, but also is more low threshold with people. And so the balance is really key, and try to assess for yourself, where is your balance currently? And are you happy about this? Maybe you have been focusing way too much on delaying gratification. Then it's probably good to add some pleasure, some small pleasures in your life, usually after you've done something which was difficult, which was challenging. Try to reward yourself with small things. Buying something for yourself, eating something you like, but just a tiny bit. This will, in the end, make you enjoy your pleasures adequately and sustainably. If you like this video, also look at the playlist of the Science of Humans Flourishing. The next video will be about meaning making and purpose development.